Hello everyone, we are learning about triangles today. This I want in your composition notebooks in your notes. Now, the title is Different Types of Triangles, Triangle Types. We're going to learn some vocabulary and some math notation first. This is important. Congruent means equal. And this is what congruent and angle and line segment markings look like. So we have two triangles here. And this side right here is equal to this side right here. And the way that I'm going to demonstrate that is just with one line. This side here is congruent to this side. And this side, 1, 2, 3, is congruent to this side. So it doesn't matter how many tally marks it has. All that matters is that the congruent sides have the same number of tally marks, indicating that they are congruent sides. Now, similarly, we're going to do the same thing with angles. So this is one tally mark, so the angle across from it, I'll do it in a different color. Has one arc, one curve, and same with here, this angle across. So that's telling me that this angle here, with one arc, is the same thing as that angle. Now let's do the two. This one is congruent with this one. And finally, the three tallies. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So those are all just labels indicating the congruent sides and angles. Once you have this, I'll give you a moment to pause. So you can pause it so you can take notes. Okay. I believe this is the last page of notes for triangles. I'll go ahead and erase this board. Different triangle types. We have equilateral triangle. And you can think of this, which has 3 congruent sides and 3 congruent angles. Look at this part, equal. Everything in that triangle is equal. We have isosceles triangles, 2 congruent sides and 2 congruent angles. And finally, scaling triangles with no congruent sides and no congruent angles. I'll pause for a second for you to type the notes. Or excuse me, write down the notes. Alright, and next slide. So some practice here. Looking at these markings for this first one, I see that they all have one tally. If you can't see it, I'll write it in there. And they have one arc, indicating that all 3 angles are the same. All 3 sides are the same. So, I'm looking for this equal, equilateral. It's got to be A. Let's go over to problem 2. Well, I see that 2 of the sides are the same, and 1 is different. So, if 2 are the same, 2 sides and 2 angles are the same, and 1 is different, I know that that's going to be isosceles. So the answer here has got to be B, 3. Now I see that there's one side here, and there's one side here that's different, and then also this side, 1, 2, 3, and this angle, they're all different. So I know that this must be scaling. Lastly, over here, there's 2 sides that are equal, congruent, 2 angles that are congruent, and 1 side that's different than the other 2. Therefore, I know my answer for this has got to be, go ahead and predict, it's isosceles. I know you probably can't quite see it on the screen, but it's isosceles triangle. Good luck with the practice problems.